Hey YouTube family, in this video I'm going to show you how I make my scrubbies. So stay tuned. Hey YouTube family, this is Francie with Finding Joy. So I'm going to attempt to show you how to make one of the scrubbies that I like, that I had pictures of before, and I've showed you all these scrubbies several times. And like I said, I just love them. I think they're fantastic. I think they're amazing. I think they're wonderful. And how I came about how I make them, I always Google YouTube. I look for videos on scrubbies, and I take that and then I may change it a little bit. So, and that's pretty much what I've done. I've just kind of changed patterns that I found to match what I want. So to do these scrubbies, I use this Scrubbology, which I get from Hobby Lobby, and I get it when it's 30% off, so I'm not paying the full price. And you also can use Crafter's Secret. This is a cotton thread, and this is from Hobby Lobby too, and it already is pretty cheap, but once again I get it when it's 30% off. I love this cotton, and this one I lucked out and got it at 94 cents. So this is a really good deal. And I love this cotton. It's just kind of a softer yarn. And so that's what I'm going to use to make the scrubby that I'm going to make today. So, and this scrubby yarn comes in gray, it comes in red, I've got it in green, and there's also a blue and maybe an orange. I'm not sure. I think there's a couple more colors. I should probably get all of them. Okay, so I'm going to make this fantastic scrubby that I love. I love to use it to wash dishes, and so let's get started. A couple more supplies that I didn't mention at the beginning. I use a K hook, and this is a 6.5 millimeter K hook. Sometimes I've also done it in a J. The J scrubbies, when I use the size J, they're obviously a little bit smaller. I tend to crochet tightly, so I've moved up to a K just to make the scrubbies just a little bit bigger. And so that's what I do. And then you need scissors. And I got these cute ones. I think I got these when I was in London, but we have them here in the United States, same thing. I just saw them there and thought they were cute. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, I hope you can see this. I've got two strands. I've got my cotton and my scrubby, and I try to line them up as best I can at the end. And then I leave some here because I'm gonna, even though I crochet over this, I still tuck it in. And then when you start to crochet, you make a loop, you make a slip knot. That's what we're doing. So we make a little slip knot, and that's how we get started. And then you put your hook in the slip knot. And then I just kind of snug it up, not too snug, but just a little bit, because like I said, my stitches are tight to begin with. And then you're going to crochet 4 single crochets, or not single, you're going to chain 4, sorry, chain 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there's our chain 4, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4. You count the little V's to make sure, and of course it's just 4, so it's no big thing. But if you want your stuff to turn out correctly, what I've noticed is you need to count. So I'm going to make this into a mini circle, because then I'm going to crochet in the circle, and that's how I get the circles. So I take my hook and I'm going to put it in the first one, and make sure you go under both strands, the scrubby strand and the cotton. And then I yarn over and pull it through this loop, and then pull it through that loop. And that makes a little teeny circle. At this point I'm going to chain 3. So it's 1, 2, and 3. And this counts as a double crochet when we're going to start counting. Now I'm going to do a double crochet stitch. If you don't know how to do these stitches, maybe I'll start making some crochet videos to teach how to do stitches. So I've got this little circle, and it's kind of hard to see, well, where do I put my loop in? But it's going to be like right there in the middle. So sometimes I like to kind of poke in there to kind of make the hole so I can see it. So I'm going to do 13 double crochets. And so this counts as 1, and I'm going to do 13 more, okay? So that's going to be a total of 14. So yarn over, and I go through the circle, and then you yarn over and pull through, and then you see you've got 3 right there, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And so now I've got 2, 1, 2. And you just continue going around until you get 13. So yarn over, go through the middle, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, then yarn over, pull through 2 again. So now I have a total of 3, 1, 2, and 3. So we keep going, yarn over, go through the middle, grab the yarn, there's basically yarn over again, pull it through. We've got 3 hoops, yarn over, and kind of watch this, just kind of pull those down, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to do the rest. And as I'm crocheting, I just kind of crochet over this part, and it just kind of gets tucked in there, which is really nice. And then I'll show you what I do with that at the end as well. Okay, so here is my round, and one thing I've learned is to always count. When I don't count, I tend to make mistakes, and I will count this 100 times. Well, that's an exaggeration, but every time I make these, I'll count them, and it's always right. You think, why am I counting all the time? Trust me, when you don't count, that's when you make a mistake. And and then underneath, I've got these 2 here, and see it's a little bit long. But now that I'm done, I can pull it snugly, but I don't want to do that until I count. So this was my chain 3, so that's 1, and I just kind of feel 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and this is my 14 one. So now I know I have 14. I'm going to take this and I'm just going to pull it, tug, and kind of close up that hole a little bit. And I'm just going to let this, I could actually cut this off at this time because I did tuck it in as I was crocheting, but I'm going to tuck it in more when I get to the end. So I just leave it there. So I'm going to put my hook back in here, and I still got my 2 strands like that. And so at this point you want to find the top of the chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3. There's my top. And I'm going to take the hook and try to get under that stitch right there. So I've got the scrubby yarn and the cotton yarn. And I'm going to do a slip stitch. So slip stitch, we're just going to come through, pull it through this one, and then pull it through there. So now I've completed my circle. At this point I chain 3. And if you know how to crochet, then this is probably slow for you because you're thinking, yeah, I know how to do all of that. But I don't know necessarily how to do these. Do it based on people who know how to crochet and know everything, or people who are just starting out. So anyway, so at this point I'm going to do 2 double crochets in each stitch as I go around. So there's 14 of these. So by the time I get done, 14 times 2 is 28. That's what I want to have done. So this is my first one. And the second one's going to go back into the same space. So yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so I'm going to slow that down because I didn't really talk through that stitch. So I'm going to do a double crochet. Double crochet is yarn over first, and then I'm going to put it in this right there, and then yarn over, pull through, then yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through those 2 loops, and there we go. And I have to do 2 in every stitch. So yarn over, insert, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And you just keep going. Yarn over, insert the hook, and then it's yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, or just pull through 2, yarn over, pull through. And that's 1. So I do it again. Yarn over, insert the hook and pull the yarn through, then yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And you always have to kind of adjust your yarn as you're going through. All right, so keep going. Yarn over, insert the hook, grab the yarn and pull it through. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And again, yarn over, insert into the same stitch, pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And then you just keep going. Yarn over, insert in the next stitch, grab the yarn, pull it through. Now you have 3, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And you need to do 1 more stitch in there. Yarn over, insert, grab the yarn, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So this is what it's looking like. So I'm going to stop the video and I'm going to finish it, and then I'll come back around so we can count how many we have. Okay, so I finished the 28 double crochets, so I want to count them with you, and so we know that we have 28. Your chain 3 is always your first one, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28 is my last one. So put my hook back in so that doesn't get pulled out. So when counting stitches, this one, it was easy because the colors are changing as we go around. But if you're doing one that they're the same color, sometimes you just have to feel for it and then, you know, kind of put your fingers and divide it and then find it. So now we're doing the last round. So what I need to do is slip stitch into the top of this chain 3. So I'm going to go right here. So make sure I get under both yarns, the scrubby and the cotton, and yarn over, and I pull through at this stitch and then I pull through this stitch. So now I've connected my circle. I'm going to do 1 more round, and we're not going to do double crochet. I actually like to use half double crochet, and it's going to be 1 in each stitch. So to start, I'm going to chain 2, so that's 1, 2, and then this is the stitch I did the chain 2, so I don't put a stitch there, I go to the next one. So a half double crochet is yarn over, and you put your hook through the hook, pull the yarn through, and you've got 3 hooks here, and it's just yarn over, pull through all 3 of them. So that is a half double crochet. So just a little less work than the double crochet, but I really like the stitch. So yarn over, go through the stitch, pull the yarn through, yarn over, and then pull through all 3 of them. So yarn over, go into the stitch, pull the yarn through, yarn over, and then I pull through all 3. Yarn over, go through the stitch, pull the yarn through, yarn over, and then I pull through these 3. Yarn over, through the loop, stitch, pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. Yarn over, insert the hook through the stitch, pull the yarn through, yarn over, and then pull through the 3 hoops. Yarn over, insert, pull the yarn through, yarn over, and then pull through 3. So that's kind of what we do. And then as you can see, there's a little rim that starts being created. So I'm going to finish this up, and then I'll show you how we finish it up. Okay, so I finished the half double crochet all the way around, And you can kind of see it makes kind of a little rim, which I kind of like that because it gives you something for your fingers so you can scrub. Now, that doesn't mean that it won't flatten out over time. Some of mine flatten out over time, but it's all right. Okay, so once again, we need to count to make sure we have 28. We had 28 half double crochets, so we want to make sure we have 28. We had 28 double crochets. We want to make sure we have 28 half double crochets. Okay, so my chain 2 is 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Okay, so instead of slip stitching and pulling through, I do something a little bit different because I just want to have a good finish. So some projects, what they have you do is they have you go to the top of the chain 2 space, and then they have you pull this through. Well, sometimes it creates a little bump right there, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this off, and I want to leave enough that I have enough to tuck in. And you kind of learn that as you go, but more is always better. So I cut that off. So instead of slip stitching here, which a lot of patterns will have you do, I'm just going to pull it through there. So it kind of creates that stitch right there. And then I'm going to use a needle to finish it off. So we're almost done. Pull this tight a little bit more and let's finish it off. Okay, to finish it off, I use one of these needles, and I like to use this big metal one that I have. The eye is large. Of course, the plastic one, I don't know if that's larger or not, but either way, I tend to use the metal one and try to put them back so you don't lose them. So you want to take this, your 2 strands, and you want to put them both through the eye of this needle, and then just like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to find this stitch here, and I want to pull the yarn through. So it's like I'm making that stitch to connect them together, except I'm just kind of sewing it. And then I come back through this one. So I went through there, and then I'm going to come back through this one, and it closes and makes my stitch there. So it just kind of looks a little bit nicer. And then what I do is I go back under this stitch here, and I pull it through, and then I come back again, just like I'm sewing a little bit. And I do this 2 or 3 times just to kind of tuck that yarn in, and then we have our scrubby. So what I'm going to do now is I have this yarn right here. I want to tuck it in some more, okay, because that's not going to hold it. So I'm going to go under these and just go under some stitches and pull the yarn through. And then I try to go through, just kind of go through as many as you feel like it. Sometimes if you go back and try to create it going the opposite direction, that kind of helps it stay in place. So I've done all of that. I've tucked it in, and you get your scissors and you just trim it. Make sure we have both of them, and trim it off. And then there it is. And then we have this back here. Now, like I said, I could just cut it off because I did go over it several times when I was crocheting. But what I do is I just do an extra assurance, and I tuck it in some more. It's not going to hurt. It doesn't take that much longer. And so, see, it's already tucked in, but I just kind of keep going and tuck it in just a little bit more. And sometimes I just keep going until I can tuck it in. Because like I said, it's not going to hurt, and it just assures me that that is in there. And then I cut this off, and then you're done. So it doesn't take very long to make these, and I like them. They're sparkly. I like that they're sparkly, and they have the little rim. I like that, and they're just a fantastic scrubby. if you want to make some, go ahead and make some. I'm going to be putting a lot in my Etsy store, and I will post the link to my Etsy store when I get a lot of them pictured and in there, hopefully in the next few days. So thanks for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this. This kind of stuff does bring me joy. Creating, I think, brings me joy, and so that's why I like doing them. So you can see all my scrubbies right there and over there. I'm getting a big collection of them, so enough that I can get some posted in my Etsy shop, and plus I'll probably give them as gifts at Christmas too. So never hurts to have a bunch of these made. Thanks for watching, everyone, and you all be blessed and find joy.